My own belief, or at the end of the day, is that the Constitution should make provision for independent candidacy. Without any meaning to the main Labour Party. If there was provision for independent, you probably would have run for independent candidates rather than on the platform of Labour Party. I don't want to, but I think I will urge, and all the obedience that you are talking in that, for instance, they are the core supporters of Obi. Majority of them are not even members of the Labour Party. Overwhelming majority are not members. And even some members of PDP, in some states, right? Like Cross Rivers, right? The PDP, not officially, but the PDP voted along with other members, with the obedience, for Peter Obi during the presidential election. But during the governorship, they reverted, they didn't support the candidates of the Labour Party. So you find these kind of layers of different supports, all over. There's so many layers of it's going forward. Right? I think that is the challenge we now face, is to consolidate all these disparate groups, right? Let us form a party of our own. We can start, building it from. It was just like what you suggested earlier, that many of these obedience will be put off, by these, brickbats and splashing mud and so on and so forth. So that is the only solution to issues like this. But look, nobody should feel, I shouldn't feel obliged to go and join a certain political party, because I need a vehicle to SPV. It's like many parties today as SPVs that, look, you can come and run, on the platform of our party, nominally. So, for me, I honestly believe that is the solution to this, so that you have because anybody wanting to run now, you don't have any other option.
Okay.
That is it. You just have to run on a platform, but theoretically, for instance, what if wanting to run for president, what if I don't fancy any of the parties? Must I? Right? These are questions that I'm saying, look, this is the kind of thing that we should go before to amend the Constitution. There is room for independent candidacy in the U.S. You remember Ross Perot, and quite a number of them. So there shouldn't be a compulsion for you to be a member of a party, a certain political party, for you to run for election. Even though you can say that you can initiate your own party. In other words, you start from the grass up. But at the same time, I don't think that these are the major issue that this has thrown up is the fact that the compulsion, to join a party in order for you to pursue your ambitions. My own experience of having to run by force, particularly, has not been good. That is what Peter Obi has exemplified. Integrity, accountability. He put out, revenue estimate and everything. It came out above board. So rather than why should they feel, that's something that should be celebrated. And that should make more people, the obedience, for instance, to be more resolute in its support.
Honestly, I think our constitution has made things too rigid by insisting that every political ambition must pass through a political party. It has indirectly forced people to depend on political structures that are already weak, corrupt, or completely lacking direction. The question is, must someone join a political party before they can achieve their political dreams? Because when you look at the reality of Nigerian politics today, the answer is not as straightforward as the Constitution wants it to be. Especially in Nigeria, where most of our political parties are filled with unnecessary drama, internal crises, endless suspensions, endless factions, and leadership tussles that never end. Many of these parties do not even have ideological foundations. They don't have clear philosophies, they don't have strong policy directions, and they don't have long-term visions. They practically behave the same, move the same, and operate the same. So it becomes extremely difficult for anyone who genuinely wants to bring serious change. When everything is tied to political parties, you are automatically forced into a system that may not align with your values. You must pass through a structure that is already compromised. And once you enter that structure, they expect you to bend, adjust, and play by rules that sometimes don't make any sense. It becomes a situation where your integrity is constantly tested by the environment you are surrounded with. Now, let's talk about the primary elections, because that is another big problem. In many cases, the primaries are completely messed up. They are filled with bribery, vote buying, manipulation, and all kinds of undemocratic practices. Money becomes the determining factor instead of competence. Delegates are bought, people negotiate behind closed doors, candidates are imposed, and the entire process becomes something that honest people cannot survive in. If you are genuine, if you are honest, if you have integrity, it becomes almost impossible to participate in such an ugly process. You cannot match those who are willing to offer bags of money just to secure votes, so you end up being pushed out. Not because you are not qualified, not because you cannot lead, but simply because you refuse to do the wrong thing that the system expects from you. Honestly, this overdependence on the party system has killed many people politically. Many brilliant minds, many sincere individuals, many people with solid ideas have been blocked from achieving their political goals simply because they refuse to bow to party corruption. And at the end of the day, Nigerians are the ones who lose because those who want to serve honestly are kept out of the system, while those who know how to play dirty climb to the top. This is why I believe strongly that our constitution needs to be amended to accommodate independent candidacy. People should have the freedom to run on their personal merit. They should be able to present themselves to the people without needing a political godfather or a party structure that demands loyalty over competence. Independent candidacy will give room for people who want to genuinely serve the country without being tied to party politics. If independent candidacy is allowed, it will also force our political parties to sit up. Because right now, parties behave the way they behave simply because they know Nigerians do not have other options. But if individuals can contest independently and win, political parties will be compelled to reform themselves. They will be forced to develop ideologies, strengthen their structures, organize credible primaries, and offer candidates that Nigerians can take seriously. Allowing independent candidates will also strengthen our democracy. It will give voters more choices. It will reduce the monopoly that political parties currently enjoy. It will create a more competitive political atmosphere where every candidate, whether from a party or independent, must work hard to earn the trust of the people. And most importantly, it will give room for sincere people who have been discouraged by the political system to come out again and offer themselves for service. So yes, in all sincerity, amending our constitution to accommodate independent candidacy is something Nigeria needs urgently. The way things are right now, the party system is functioning like a barrier, like a gate that blocks out fresh ideas and genuine leadership.